sent him the pictures, no caption, no nothing. I just sent it to him. But I purchased his Apple Watch. It's okay to be that dumb because one day you will grow up and be 26 years old and laugh at that. It was a fresh out the slammer by Taylor Swift situation.
She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She sent him screenshots, no caption, no explanation, and then went completely silent. While he was frantically blowing up her phone, she was poolside, calm, with every single one of her belongings packed into the trunk of her 2010 Mustang. The twist? The device that exposed everything was a $400 Apple Watch, one she bought him, one he wore, one that silently betrayed him without him even knowing. But this wasn't just about catching a cheater. What Megan Moroney pulled off was a masterclass in psychological warfare. And by the time you realize how deep this story goes, you'll see that the Apple Watch wasn't just a tool, it was a trap, and the start of something darker than anyone expected. This was her fresh out the slammer moment. Megan caught him cheating and said nothing. No accusations, no screaming match, no dramatic confrontation. Just cold, calculated silence. She sent him his own messages, the ones he sent to other women, and then disappeared. While he was out at some event, probably thinking everything was fine, Megan was already 10 steps ahead. Her bags were packed, her car was loaded, and she was waiting for him to come home and face the wreckage.
And here's where it gets brilliant. Because the entire time he was texting other women, he had no idea she could see everything. Every message, every notification, every "your door is locked" text at 2 a.m., all of it was pinging to a second device. A device Megan had access to, because it was an Apple Watch she had purchased for him, synced to his phone. Which meant she didn't need to sneak around and snoop through his stuff anymore. His own messages were being served to her in real time, like a live broadcast of his betrayal. Every time he checked the time, he was staring at the very device that would destroy their relationship. And the fact that Megan turned that into a gift? That's diabolical. But the signs were there long before the messages showed up. Megan found a long brown hair stuck to his shower wall and convinced herself it somehow came from his short-haired head. She saw nudes pop up on Snapchat and believed the classic excuse that they were old photos, the mental gymnastics, Olympic level. What makes this even wilder is that Megan wasn't naive. She was listening to Call Her Daddy, wearing a Block Him hoodie, and walking around the University of Georgia campus fully immersed in modern dating red flags, but still ignoring her own. It's like watching a relationship expert who can diagnose everyone else's problems, but refuses to fix their own. In one brutal, beautiful move, she flipped the entire narrative. While he was out living like he had nothing to lose, Megan was gathering evidence, planning her exit, and setting the stage for one of the most iconic breakup scenes in Gen Z relationship history. He came home from his event and found her lounging poolside, in a bikini, completely silent. His phone was blowing up with missed calls, all unanswered. Her stuff was gone. She'd already made the decision, and instead of confronting him with tears or rage, she handed him nothing but silence. No accusations, just receipts. But here's the twist that makes this entire story so psychologically complex. After all that planning, she stayed. She literally unpacked her things and made him dinner. Why? Because she didn't want to go home. Because going home meant her mom would ask questions. Because that meant explaining what had happened. Because that meant bringing her family into it. The heartbreak wasn't as scary as the fallout. It's the kind of logic that only makes sense when you're living inside it, and sounds completely unhinged when you try to explain it out loud. And Megan knows how wild this sounds. She laughs at it now. But there's something deeper going on here. And it's what takes this from a petty revenge story to a full-blown psychological drama. Megan admits she stayed in the relationship on purpose, not because she hoped it would get better, but because she knew it wouldn't. And that meant more songs. She literally told her friends,
The content we're going to get from this is going to be spectacular. She texted her manager, "We're gonna get a good song out of this. Also, make me a therapy appointment tomorrow." Let that sink in. She was scheduling therapy and studio time at the same time, booking sessions to heal while simultaneously mining her trauma for lyrics. This is the new age of artistry, where every betrayal might become a viral hook, and every tear could hit #1 on Spotify. The Apple Watch incident didn't end the relationship overnight. It just poisoned everything. The trust was dead. The air was thick with unspoken resentment. And yet, they continued. Megan admits she's the type to give someone 8,000 chances to prove they're not the one. And she stayed with him for 2 more months after the infamous poolside moment. 2 months of emotional limbo where they both knew the truth, but neither walked away. Why? Because heartbreak sells. Because sadness is marketable. Because in the streaming era, pain isn't just personal, it's promotional.
That's what makes this story so brutal. Megan didn't just catch a cheater. She used him. She watched her own heartbreak unfold in real time and made the conscious choice to stay, not to forgive, but to right. She was turning betrayal into bangers, turning sleepless nights into sold-out shows, turning her lowest moments into stepping stones towards something bigger. This isn't just about a cheating boyfriend. It's about the dark ways modern love, tech, and content creation intertwine. Apple Watch equals surveillance. Poolside equals power shift. Trauma equals career boost. Megan Moroney didn't just expose her cheating boyfriend with an Apple Watch. She turned that watch into a weapon, that pool scene into a performance, and that toxic relationship into a career move. And honestly, that might be the most savage revenge of all.